Hey guys, welcome to the Lincoln Memorial down by the reflecting pool, which is actually, it's the ice pool right now. It's all frozen solid. Forrest and Jenny would get hypothermia today. It's not actually that cold, but the water, of course, is, well, ice. I'm going to take you for a little walk, yeah? I haven't gone live in a bit, so I thought, why don't we just walk from the Lincoln Memorial over to the White House? And you guys can see, well, what I see, yeah? And you guys can help me plot my course over to the White House as we walk through the streets of Washington, D.C. We're going to go over to the Vietnam Veterans Memorial right now. Hello. Which is just off to my right. Let's go over this way. Hello. So, let's go down to the wall, yeah? Let me extend this out a bit. There we go. Good morning. I need some gloves. Hang on a second. Hey, CB. Hi, Sue. Morning. So we are at the Vietnam Wall, and we're going to head down there. Ooh, big flock of geese just went over our heads. These are the books, by the way. The books show you a location of all the names that are on the Vietnam Wall, their service record, where they're from. I'm doing okay, a little chilly. We're gonna walk over towards the White House now. Oh, cold. That's the statue over here. Hey Boston, how you doing, man? I got a lot of snow up there, I guess. Actually, it's really cold. I was the only tourist in the Lincoln Memorial a few minutes ago, and I think there's some people down here. So let's make our way down the wall as we head over to the White House. So the names, they start up here, but this is not actually the first name. I'm doing okay. How's it going, Keystone? The first name is actually in the middle, and then it works its way out and then comes back around again. We're going to get 50s tomorrow in DC, they say. So that's cold. Let's just make our way down the wall here a bit, and I'll point out a few things if I see them. So many names. Yeah, here you go. So you guys see this guy, William Smith. You see he's got a plus sign. He doesn't have, and so does this fella here, John Johnson. They have plus signs rather than diamonds. And this guy up here, Barry Olson, plus sign. That means they're missing in action. That means their bodies have not been located. So they have a plus sign next to their name. And if our recovery teams ever do find their bodies, and they still look for them every single day, they will change that to a diamond. So here's another one, Richard Roberts, currently listed as missing in action. Now you can see in some places they've added new names. The stone cuts a little bit. The year of the war was 1959 to 1975, I believe. Yeah, you can see here, look at this, Frederick Ziomek. His name is a different cut. It's been added lately, since the memorial was opened. He was judged that his wounds from the war caused his death. Oh. Now we're down at the bottom part. Not seeing the video. We're right here. It'll come back, Dave. Sometimes the bandwidth limitations of live streaming are kind of rough. He's not listed as deceased or MIA. He's not on that. Oh, you can see the video again? Okay. Now some people leave flowers here for the fallen. Let me grab something before we go on farther. come out. Gets a bit higher. There's a homeless fella up here. I'm going to help out. Bonjour, France. Defectors, I think. Sorry, I don't have any cash, buddy, but I got a spare pair of gloves.
God bless you, sir.
All right, have a good day. So, we just gave that guy one of the gloves. You guys are always sending me money, and I don't need your money, so I just buy gloves with your money, and we give them out to homeless guys like that fella. So please don't send me money, I just have to buy more gloves. Alrighty, let's make our way over by the Federal Reserve building and we'll head over to the White House. It's just down the street a bit. This is 20th Street, so we got about 4 blocks. VC-25 is coming back. Oh, I missed it. Oh, dude, I should have gone down there. That would have been great to see. Keystone Intel is an aircraft spotter up in Pennsylvania. I told you guys to follow him. He does a lot of good insight into aircraft movements in this area. I have met the Richard Citizen guy once or twice. I've never met the Nancy Drew person. Is the Federal Reserve closed? Well, there's security guards out front, but all the action goes on in the back. Nobody ever goes in the front. They always go through the back entrance. You want to go down the back? You want to see what it looks like at the back? Was she Vietnamese or Chinese? My Lai? World War II Memorial, Todd? I tell you what, if your dad just passed away, let's go there right now, yeah? I do want to go to the Marine Corps Museum. So we'll go over here to show Todd the World War II Memorial. It's the other side of this lake. Ooh, cold. CBA, we'll go to the back sometime soon. There's not much going on. Well, you know what? I'll go there the next time there's a Federal Reserve meeting, the governor's meeting, because then we'll actually see the governors go in. Oh. Jill has gone to church maybe a third of the time that I see Joe Biden go to church. Hang on, there's a helicopter. There's a Black Hawk just over the trees. You guys can't really see it, I don't think. Might be able to hear it. All these buildings down here are connected by a steam tunnel distribution network, which distributes steam from a central place in southwest DC to like 50 or 60 government buildings. So there is a tunnel system for steam and chilled water, but it's not open to staff or anything. It's just basically a maintenance tunnel system. This lake is only like waist deep at most. Everything's frozen, guys. This lake is frozen, yeah? There's like lots of ice. The Potomac is frozen. I was filming a video earlier, so you'll see the frozen Potomac. Oh. The World War II Memorial is just the other side of this lake. And then we'll go up by the monument and it'll cut right down to the White House. We'll be on the south lawn. And if you really want, we'll go around to the north lawn. They like the Washington Monument the most? Cool. I'm actually a very good ice skater, Sue. I was actually thinking about that because my skates are in the car. I am going to probably go ice skating later this week. On a rink, though. I'm not going to skate on this pond. Though some kids went skating on the C&O Canal the other day. I'm not sure, Mark. I think that might be referring to the Treasury Tunnel. The tunnel that connects the White House to the Treasury. But I'm not really sure. I know there are some tunnels over there. I've read about it. It's not like I've ever taken myself. Yeah, temperature is weird. So the ice is broken right here. Some people have stepped on it. It's probably a centimeter thick, a little thicker maybe. I'd get a wet foot though, I think. No, that's actually, ooh, did you hear it? Did you hear it? Yeah, it didn't take much to make it crack. Just go on Google, Teresa, type Biden schedule or White House schedule. I think the first link you'll find is Factbase, FACTBA.se, which is a Swedish website that publishes his schedule. His schedule's on Twitter too. People retweet his schedule on Twitter pretty much immediately when it comes out. Today, they're meeting with Dick Durbin and Chuck Grassley, the Judiciary Committee ranking member and committee chairman, to talk about the Supreme Court nomination. That's pretty much the only thing on the schedule. You see there's like horse prints here, guys. Look at this. There's police horses marching through here. There's the World War II Memorial in the background. And here's a reflecting pool. It's all frozen too. I am waltzing through duck poo-poo right now. There's just duck goo or goose poop everywhere here. Little like bombs of them. Let's get a smelly. Oh, I've got to jump this fence here. World War II Marine Corps, okay. Do you know what theater he was in? Pacific or Atlantic? I guess all the Marines were basically the Pacific theater, right? Oh, no gap in the fence here. There's a gap down there, I think. Yeah. Yeah, horse crap would be... Ugh. Cold. It's about 39 degrees. Okay, Pacific. The memorial is designed with a Atlantic and Pacific theme. We can see both there. Whoops, sorry, pushing the wrong button. Still twisting it and figuring it out. Oh. Hey, Green Bay. Oh, drat. The temperature is 39 Fahrenheit, which is what, like 3 or 4 degrees Celsius? It's not that bad. It's going to be 50s in a couple days, but it's going to rain in the European theater. This isn't frozen solid. Oh, no, it's not that thick. I mean, honestly, it's only like an inch deep, so it might be frozen solid. Don't know what lunch is going to be today. Burgers? Pizza? Not sure. Oh, yeah, we've been to that tombstone before. I tell you what, next time we go there, we will show you that, though. I'm not sure what's going on. I think Bob Dole is being buried today. The Potomac's frozen. It moves. 606. I think it's 555 feet. Not 666. 555. So back here, behind Pennsylvania, is the Kilroy sign. You can see that graffiti that was put in by the artist. Where is it? There it is. Kilroy was here. You know, if you were to go ice skating on the reflecting pool, they'd come and yell at you. A street warden in World War I. That must have been a fun job. The Titanic Museum. There's a Titanic Memorial. I don't really know about a Titanic Museum here. Maybe that's in New York, North Carolina, Vermont. It's Tuesday. I'm happy just to put my shirt on the right direction and not get the labels messed up, let alone try to memorize what day it is. I thought he was buried too, but I just heard on the radio that he was going to be buried at Arlington today, so. No idea. Let's go down. So this is the Atlantic Theater over here. We are live occasionally. This fountain is turned off because this fountain would be an icy mess. He died a long time ago, yeah, and they just having all these ceremonies. So over here, this is the story of the Atlantic Theater, but it actually, we're going to end up going backwards because of the way we're set up. So this is the Russians and the Americans meeting on the River Elbe. And this was, I believe, the Battle of the Bulge. And this was the Bulge as well and all that. And this is Patton and his men crushing through the hedgerows of France. And this is D-Day. Oh, cool floor I just passed. I will. This is D-Day as well, Airbornes. This is Bomber Command, the 8th Air Force. And this is the North Atlantic crossings. And this is Rosie the Riveter building the planes. And these are the men heading off to war. And this is the war drives. And this is Lend-Lease. So that was the European theater. Let's go over and take a look. Your dad was at the River Elbe. That must have been some cool stories. Over here is the Pacific Theater. So we'll go take a look at the Pacific Theater. Then we'll go to the White House, okay? Hey, Finland, how's it going? It's, I don't know what time it is, around lunchtime. Probably about noon, if it's that. This is the World War II Memorial. You're looking at Americans learning about the attack on Pearl Harbor by radio in 1941. And then the enlistment drives, Americans signing up to go off to fight. I am using a DJI gimbal today. Boarding the ships for destinations out in the Pacific. Here you see them loading the propellers, building new planes and ships. The farmers out in the fields making food for the troops. Submarines doing battle underseas. And then the fighter planes taking off from the carriers. And then the bloody battles of island hopping. Places like Guadalcanal and Iwo Jima. And the terrible cost of places like Okinawa and whatnot. And here you see the liberation of the prisoners in the Philippines, General Wainwright. And then VJ Day, the end of the war. I'm not sure who the artist was who designed them. So over there, that is a memorial for the Pacific, like a memorial, and then over there was the European or Atlantic, the Atlantic battles and the Pacific battles. Oh, we'll go see the stars. Somebody wanted to see the floor. The floor is just, well, floor here at this point. So there's big special memorials to the different battles. Have I been to Pearl Harbor? Yes, I have, actually. I used to work for the congresswoman from Hawaii, so actually I've been to Pearl Harbor on business. Midway, Guadalcanal, New Guinea, Buna, Tarawa, Kwajalein, Attu, Saipan, Tiananmen, Guam, Philippine Sea, Pelu, Leyte Gulf, Luzon, Manila, Iwo, Okinawa, Japan. Some of the major battles of the Pacific Theater. I went to the Arizona Memorial, but I was there on a working visit because we were actually trying to figure out a way to remove all the leaking oil from the Arizona Memorial without disturbing it as a final resting place. Hello. So over here is what's known as the price of freedom. And these are stars. All of these stars, I believe each star that you see there represents 100 Americans who died in the war. Eventually flames. A lot of it just leaked out naturally. Stars of freedom. So there are 4,048 stars. Each gold star represents 100 American service personnel died or missing in action, for 405,399 dead and missing in action from World War II. So every star that you see is 100 fallen servicemen and women. Yeah. Whoops. Hang on a second. Yes, 100 things. Let's go over here. Yeah, it is filled with water in the summer months, yeah, but right now it's just too cold. It would be a icicle, popsicle kind of thing. So let's go this way and we'll make our way over to the White House. Pretty big. So over here you have the big battles of the Atlantic Theater, the Battle of the Atlantic, the Murmansk Run, Tunisia, Sicily, Salerno, Anzio, Rome, Po Valley, Normandy, St. Lo, the Air War in Europe, Alsace. What's that? Rhineland. I can't even read this. Wergen Forest, Battle of the Bulge, Remagen Bridge, Germany. I can't even read this. It's so bright. It looks good for you guys on the camera, but to me, in my eyes, it's actually like reflecting right in my face, the sun. I have the Osmo Pocket in one hand and the Gizmo in the other. So we're getting a good view of everything. It's not just the states, by the way, it's the territories. Virgin Islands, Philippines, Puerto Rico, Alaska was a territory back then. Bonjour, France. Ça va? Welcome to Washington, where we are walking towards the Washington Monument on our way to the White House. Frederick St. Florian was the designer architect of this memorial. I don't know what that is. Is it granite or marble? I don't think it's concrete, yeah? Granite? All right, let's cross over here. I post everything. I keep a 4K copy of most things on a bunch of hard drives. I don't know if I ever use them though. The thing about the live video, this stream is live, so the only record of this stream will be in YouTube's central computer. It will not record on my phone. Yeah, we're going to the White House now. White House is actually just right over there, so we're not very far. We were on 17th Street, and we're making our way up 17th towards the Ellipse, past the hot dog guys. Ooh. Who wants me to get a hot dog? How do I press the buttons with gloves on? I can't really, I have special iPhone gloves. I have a cord right now that's attached to the phone and runs to a microphone, a lapel microphone that's on my coat. So. Yeah, I haven't, but to be honest, Evan, they really blow. They rarely work. I've got about 30 terabytes of data storage. I worked for the congresswoman from Hawaii here in Washington, and I would go out to Hawaii occasionally. Why is there construction? Because they're doing renovations. They've been doing a renovation project since 2019 at the White House, and now it's out on the North Lawn. Last fall, it was on the South Lawn. It's been going around and around for years. I do know how to make hot dogs, but I'm just lazy. I'll show you the construction machines in just a bit. I have read The Jungle. Upton Sinclair was actually, spent some time in DC, if I recall. All right, guys, so take a look at this. You see this cement thingy-jobber? Yeah? And it goes all the way over to there. I try to read them, it's hard though. And what this is a dike. Yeah, this is a levee system. This is a flood control barrier. And should the Potomac ever rise up, they will put in a portable dam, a dike system, that will shut off this area from the rest of the city. So this is a flood control barrier designed to protect the White House from flooding. Why is it empty? Well, I think you'll see some people when we walk by. The governors were in the White House yesterday. This is actually, you know, I'm going to put up a really cool map, MG, because the guy did a topical relief map, and it shows how, like, all the downtown area is flat, and up where I live and stuff, it's actually pretty hilly. Because you guys always hear me moaning when I'm biking home. It's just like, oh, this is awful. Mark, this area is like the lowest point, because this used to be a canal, and if it floods here, it floods all the way down to the White House, and then it floods all the way down there like 6 to 7 blocks. So like this whole area is under threat. And if you look kind of closely, you'll notice that the Washington Monument is actually part of the flood control system. It's actually elevated. And then down over here, there's actually kind of a elevation in those trees. That's a levee. There's a levee that runs the length of this road. It's just that road behind me was the weakest link, and that's why they have to put that in. Actually, right where I'm walking was not just a swamp. This was actually the river. When they first built Washington, D.C., I would be in the water. So everything behind me is dredge. Oh, you know what? Did my wife take all my money? My wife. Oh, I got cash. Hang on a second. My wife stole my cash this morning. Yes. Yee. Hey, how you doing? Hot dog and Diet Coke, please.
Want ketchup,
Just a little ketchup. How much is it?
$8.
Hey, I got it.
No ketchup, right?
Just a little bit of ketchup. And then nothing else.
Diet Coke?
Yes, please. Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi, either one. I hope it's hot. Great, thank you. It's hot. I know that triggers a lot of you. A lot of you are like, you've got to have mustard. But I don't like mustard. I didn't tip, I paid exact. For $8, no tip. As expensive as $8 is for a dog and a hot dog and a soda, if you get it at like the official National Park Service place, it's like 12. Yeah. I didn't get Diet Coke, I got Diet Pepsi. Why does the White House turn off every night at 11 o'clock? Because it does. It's been doing that for decades. I think part of it is actually security. It gives the guys on the roof better vision if they're looking at things. I worked in the Congress in the late 1980s and 90s, early 90s. I got ketchup all over my hand. Thank God I don't care what I look like and I can wipe it on my pants. The chicken fence is ostensibly to protect the fence, the grass, like you suggested. But the reality is it's sort of like a backup fence because they close access to this park a lot. Oh, I'm a guy, I don't really care. I can't reach my socks. Normally I wipe my hands on my socks. So they put up lights on the outside, I saw, Cara, but maybe we'll go see some on the inside. Yeah. All right, let's go. Socks are good, but a little bit out of range. Food truck hot dogs, yeah. There's something about a food truck hot dog that just beats a home-cooked hot dog. I think it's the fact you didn't have to do any work. You just got to do it. I can wipe it on the grass, but the grass is pretty cold, yeah? Drat. So I just realized I'm entering a no trash can zone. There are no trash cans here. MG, they film sometimes from what's known as the South Court Auditorium over in the old executive office building because it's bigger. It can hold more press and more people than the press gallery in the White House. So they have a little set where they film. But I think they've been doing that since Obama. I mean, Trump did it, Obama did it. It's just a really big office room. Yeah, there's no trash cans for security reasons. Julian, you'll see the White House in about 2 minutes because it's right over there behind those trees. You see some construction workers over here right now. Someone was asking about the Titanic. How do I know that? I'm old. When you're old, you accumulate a brain full of worthless little trivia. Why no trash cans? Because trash cans are places for terrorists to put bombs. Basically. I'm not joking. Trash cans are a place where terrorists would put a bomb. Oh, helicopters. And just Blackhawks. There's no Diet Coke in the afterlife? Oh, I better live forever then. Yeah, it's price gouging, isn't it? My mom is long past the embarrassment stage of me. Someone was asking about the Titanic, right? There's a Titanic Memorial over here. A tiny one. Yeah, Carol, exactly. I think the United States learned from London during the IRA days. All right, we're going to stop briefly at the Titanic thing, then we'll see the White House. It's just right by here, east of Pittsburgh. I saw him at church last week. Secret Service has arrived. They're behind me. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Just a minute. First, Titanic Memorial. Then the White House is right behind those trees, yeah? All right. I've blown my nose on my shirt more times than I care to admit. All right, so this Archibald Willingham Butt, 1866 to 1912. This monument has been erected by their friends with the sanction of Congress in memory of Francis Davis Millet, 1846-1912, and Archibald Willingham Butt, 1866 to 1912. These two guys were very prominent Washingtonian social types. They were like the person that everybody knew in Washington. They knew everybody. And both of them died on the Titanic. Now, they were both married, but there were a lot of questions about the two of them. Yeah, if you know what I mean, yeah. So anyway, that's a memorial that was put up. It was paid for, I think, by their friends and sanctioned by the Congress to put a memorial to those two random guys right out here by the White House. Kind of random. All right, we're coming to the White House. Hooray! The P-Boy thing. I'm not sure which one you're looking at. The White House fountain, it's going to come back. It's just behind the fence. They did the same thing here to the South Lawn fountain last fall. And you can see the South Lawn fountain is still in place after they removed everything. A lot of construction lights out here today. Butt Bridge, I wonder if it's the same. So over there is the White House beekeepers. They've got a beehive over there for fresh honey. Oh, the peeing figure, isn't that in Belgium? Mannequin pea in Brussels. I don't know if there's one of those here. There might be, I haven't seen it. Now, over here you see some construction equipment over here, and then their construction warehouse is over here, and this is run by Whiting Turner. Whiting Turner is a big government contractor, and they've got the $19 million contract to replace all the electrical conduits out here. Well, this work isn't hidden down here. The one up there is, well, you can see there's a limo, there's a motorcade vehicles there. We started at the Lincoln. Let me see if I can zoom in. Archie Butt gave up a sea life ball. I wonder if that was the same guy. It said Archibald, right? It might actually be the same guy. Stephen, I don't know. I do know that Wi-Fi signal around here sucks in general. So there you can see the construction guys. I don't think he's going anywhere today. He's got a meeting at 1:30. There's a, looks like an agent walking right over there. The last time I was down here, we saw the dog. They were actually out walking the dog. All right, do you guys want to go around the other side and see, you want to go see the, whatchamacallit, the fence that's building the fountain? Oh. There probably is Wi-Fi inside. Oh, hey, thank you for your donation. As I mentioned, I don't really need your money. I'm gonna actually spend it on, like, the homeless, if that's okay. That's your in-law is the one who walked the dog the other day? That's so cool. This, by the way, is the 0 milestone. Let me show you this thingy. Yeah, the 0 milestone is this point from where all measurements are made. So when it says 200 miles to Washington, it's 200 miles to that. Yeah, you can see there's a motorcade vehicles up there. I remember like fries, Coke, and a burger at McDonald's for less than $1. That was like their commercial. You get change back from $1. Get closer. This is as close as I can get right on this side, but when we go to the other side, which is what we're going to do now, we'll get a little bit closer. So we got to walk like 4 or 5 blocks, all right? Florida House is up on the Capitol. It's actually pretty far. I just had a hot dog, but I don't know. I need something better than that. What do you guys suggest? Burgers? I don't know. The 0 miles now? 25 cents. Okay, thank you, flying. Oh, you got the link shot, cool. It gets updated every night at midnight. Ugh. Costco hot dogs, man, talk about yummy. Those hot dogs are really good. Secret Service. Can I touch the White House grass? I could reach through the fence, I guess. A roast beef, ooh, tempting. The problem is the roast beef's on the other side of the city, the good roast beef, or out in Annapolis. I don't remember the cheapest gas. You know, I do eat a lot on camera when you guys see me, but here's the thing. I have a bowl of cereal for breakfast, and for dinner, I usually have a salad. Truth be told, I rarely go over 1,600 calories a day. Yep. Let's see, hooves, beaks, entrails, stuff like that. So while you guys do see me eat a lot and crazy, I don't actually, that's Chili Bowl, I haven't been there now. I don't actually eat that much. And yes, I do walk a bit. I walked a lot more in Hong Kong. In Hong Kong, I averaged like 12 miles a day. I had so much Chinese food last night, I'm gonna puke. So for those who don't know, today is Chinese New Year. And I made my kids dumplings last night. I'm actually a pretty good dumpling maker from my time in Hong Kong. Falafel, you know, I was thinking of, there's a falafel place and they've got really good French fries. Still no trash can. You know what, we might go across the street for a second just to get a trash can and then make our way back up. Don't ask, don't tell, yeah? Hey, Lapland, how's it going? I've actually been looking at getting a house in Scandinavia. So for like the last year or two, I've been like thinking about getting a house in Norway or in northern Sweden, just sort of like a summer place. Guys, these houses are so cheap. They're like 50,000 US, 100,000 US. I'm like, it would be like my summer retreat to go up to like northern Sweden or something like that. But due to COVID, I haven't been able to travel much. I have not been to Finland though. I need to get to, I was in Stockholm last October. I was in Oslo 2 years ago, but I have not been to Helsinki. I need to get over to Finland. Sweden has some really good candy. I was eating a lot of Swedish candy. Gots and Blots. Why they're so cheap? They're just like rural places, you know. It's like, no, well, because like in the winter months you can't move. You know where else you can get cheap places? Are in Japan. If you go out into rural Japan, you can pick up a house for like 20 grand. I mean, it's just nuts. Here we go. So my buddy, he bought a house in the Japanese Alps, which gets like 10 meters of snow per year. And he'll just fly over there in the winter and go skiing, yeah? It's like a 2-hour bullet train from Tokyo. Yeah, you saw it, I saw it. Score. But due to COVID, everything's a mess right now, you know? It's just so hard to travel. All right, we're going to the north side of the White House where you guys will see the infamous vents around the fountain. That's coming in less than 5 minutes. Hope you guys can stick with it. This is there's somebody playing music out here. I have to make noise so that the YouTube algorithm doesn't like say I'm stealing somebody's music. Oh, your parents adopted some children. That's cool. Remember to bring them red bags. You know, it's interesting. The view you get of America when you live overseas is just, oh, everybody's talking about it, flames. It's just sort of a shallow view of America. You know, it's not really as accurate. Like, everyone cannot handle the amount of crime that goes on in the US. Now, if you live in the US, you know, well, there's certain areas where there's crime and there's certain areas where there's not crime. I don't really like potbellies. I like Jimmy John's better. So when you live overseas, though, you get the opinion that everything in America is just crazy. My sister wants to live in Ireland. She got married in Ireland. I think she's going to move after my nephew goes to college. James, it's been a 3-year project to get all these pipes fixed, and I think they're on the last stages. So now, if you read the CNN story, they blame Trump. CNN blames the Trump administration for delaying the repair project for like a year because, quote, Melania didn't want to look at it. But the accuracy of that story is contested by even some in the White House. I think Hawaii is about 20% Japanese, something like that. I mean, there's a lot of Japanese tourists. Don't get me wrong. I was in Hawaii for RIMPAC. RIMPAC is Rim of the Pacific Naval Exercises. It includes the navies of Australia, New Zealand, the United States, etc. And I was with these Australian soldiers, and there was all these there were these working girls, on the streets of Waikiki. And the working girls, they all spoke Japanese. These guys are like, what? I'm a sailor on port call to Hawaii, and the working girls won't even talk to me. And I'm like, yeah, because the Japanese pay more. He's just like, what? What? I was like, sorry, buddy. Well, they fixed the fountain on the south lawn about 3 months ago, and it was the exact same fence, and then they removed it, and the underlying contract that we found on the government website is for conduit and plumbing, and they actually announced that they were fixing the fountain, the deputy press secretary, and it looks like the fence only surrounds the fountain, so pretty close. We'll see, though, you know, in a couple months when this gets taken down, who knows, maybe there'll be a space station or something. Truman did live in the Blair House, and that's where the assassination attempt took place. We can go over to Blair House and see the place that took place if you want. We can't see the construction trucks today. It's annoying. The other day we saw construction trucks and we couldn't make out who they were, though. There are actually a few people out walking right now. It's not as big as the summertime when you have more tourists, but there are a few. There was an attempted assassination of President Truman, yes, and a police officer was killed. Puerto Rican terrorists tried to assassinate Truman at the Blair House. A Leslie Caulfield, who was a DC White House policeman, which was the precursor to the Uniform Division, he lost his life in the attack. Truman watched the whole thing from his balcony. Secret Service agent stormed in with a Tommy gun, screaming at him, "Get away from the window." Yeah, it's not mentioned much, but every year on the anniversary of his death, the Secret Service come out and they have a small ceremony at sunrise, and they put out flowers for him. There's a plaque over here, I'll show you that. Well, they also attacked the US Congress, if you recall. Puerto Rican nationalists got into the balcony and shut up a bunch of congressmen back in the 1950s. In fact, Even today, in the desk of the Republican leader's desk, if you pull it open, you see a bullet hole through the drawer of his desk. And that is from the Puerto Rican nationalist attack. Alrighty, guys. Here is your fence for today. Still white, still here. It's plywood on top of cinder blocks, basically. So we'll stop here for a second. I'm getting dizzy too, yeah? There you go. What do you guys want to see? You want to see the little hole? Hang on. There's a hole in the fence. I can show you. I just gotta take my gloves off. See, there's like a little workman's hole there where they can look through. And they just put these lights out here. Yeah, they just put these like light stanchions out here. They did that, well, I guess over the week. I just noticed it for the first time yesterday. So let's go down to the middle. Yeah. Well, we can get a little closer, Brenda, when we get down here because the fence actually protrudes out a little bit, yeah? So let me get close up, yeah? So there you go, it's cinder blocks. I keep saying cinder blocks. It's jersey barriers, and then it's got plywood on top with a little bit of decorative molding or something. Digital Hawk, I think it's just because it's White House and they want it to look nice. We've seen similar, like if you take a picture, take a look at Donald Trump's January 6th speech. You remember the speech he gave on the ellipse? And if you look in the background of that photo, you'll see these exact same decorative things. Why do they have the lights on the outside? Jason, I think these lights out here are for security. Yeah, because if somebody jumped the fence here, this fence, yeah, if someone jumped this fence, they'd actually have a place to hide from the snipers behind this fence. So I think they turned it on. They put those lights there. I'm just speculating. I don't know. But I think the lights are there to sort of make that a safer area for security purposes. But I don't know for a fact. I mean, I'm just guessing. And their lights are just tacked on. I mean, literally, you'll see this light. It's got like a 2x4 behind it, yeah? Yeah. TikTok videos. Okay, so here we go. This one I can give you a much better view, yeah? See, it's just like it's like a 2x4, and then they put the light on top of the 2x4. When will the VH-92? Well, the VH-92 is actually back in town. People have seen it today. Hang on, is that it? There's a helicopter over there. No, he's over here. No, it's a VH-60. It's just a UH-60 over here, Black Hawk. Yeah. The VH-92 is in the DC area, but it's not currently operational for the president, but it is operational for the president's staff. Diane, I keep saying cinder block, but it's really a jersey barrier, or if you're in California, a K-rail. You know, Californians call them K-rails, East Coasters calls them. Teresa, the date I saw was April 2022, so a couple months ago. I don't know, the media, I don't know why they don't talk about construction. I think they just ignore that sort of stuff. I don't know why. Here's a protester. Let's see what he's got. Oh, let's see if we can see the Marine. We should be, yeah, we can see the Marine here. So the Marine is at the entrance to the west wing. You guys see him there between those two columns? The media, Vicky, is over here in what's known as Pebble Beach. Pebble Beach is the media throw. We'll go over there. There was one reporter who asked about the construction last fall and he writes for the Washington Blade. The Washington Blade is a lesbian and gay newspaper in Washington, D.C. But he was the only reporter that actually asked Jen Psaki about the construction. But since that time, I think a deputy press secretary remarked about this construction. So the media has what's called Pebble Beach. That's over here. And this is where they hang out and do their press throws. But they're indoors too, inside the West Wing over the press gallery. But it's pretty crowded in there. So there are people going in and out of the White House. You can see some going through the appointment gate here and the pass holder gate right here.
One picture.
Oh yeah, sure. With the White House? Okay. One more this way. It's just hang on. Ah, okay. Hi.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Tourist wanted the picture. Restricted area. So this is where you go through, like, if you have a pass or an appointment. If you have an appointment, you come here, they check your name. You have to be, like, screened. You have to give your social security number to go to the White House, basically. And this is West Executive Avenue. This is where all the cars are parked. The vice president's motorcade is usually somewhere in here. Bit of a mess. You guys want to see Blair House, yeah? Let's go over to Blair House. Oh, it's really intense to go in here. I think you have to have like 24-hour clearance if you're just like a regular schmo. That's if you have an appointment. I'm not talking about the tours, but if you have like an appointment. So the white building that you see before you, that is the Blair House. I used to have a Linux company, which the mascot was Penguin. And then the 6 was just sort of thing. This is Trowbridge House right here. And it's, you know, what I've been told is that the Presidential Townhouse, Trowbridge House, Blair House, all these buildings are actually connected. So you can walk between all of them. I think some people don't even know which building they actually work in. It's all one big building. I'm at H Street, so M's about 4 blocks away. I do wear a Fitbit. Hang on a second, let's take a look at this Leslie Caulfield I told you guys about a minute ago. So, this is the memorial for the fallen police officer who, it's not getting in focus there, who died defending President Truman from a terrorist attack on November 1st, 1950. Somebody was asking a question, I can't remember what it was. The flags of the White House, do they have a gold stripe down the side? I'll tell you what, I'll just let you look. Though I get asked that question a lot, I've looked it up and there's like nothing particularly interesting. Like the U.S. Army field manual on flag decoration doesn't really have much on gold. So there's the flag at the White House. Hang on, let's get right here. Winter is coming. You know what? We can't really see it from this angle, so we're gonna have to go back around, okay? So let me go around the trees again and I'll show it to you again. I have never been to the White House bowling alley. I have been to the White House Situation Room. I've been to the White House cafeteria. I've been to the Oval Office. I've been to the Roosevelt Room. I've been in the West Wing. And I've been on the South Lawn. I don't remember where I went on the public tour. I've been on the public tour when I was a kid, but I don't remember much about that. So I guess technically I was probably in the East Room. Oh, here comes the dogs again. Well, let's get a better view and I'll let you see the flag in just a minute. Working dog. Let's go, little stiff. They know who I am, they don't care. Okay, guys. The American flag is not really blowing, but the POW flag is blowing. So there is your view of the flag. Yeah, they do know me, and they've got facial recognition. They've spotted me a while ago. Some of them actually say hi to me. So the American flag is all twisted up right now. I think that's probably why it came after me. He's like, hot dog man, hot dog man. I've not seen gold fringe. Ooh, forklift truck. Yeah, there are a lot of rumors about maritime law and gold fringe, but those don't seem to bear out. So the bicycle cop has to protect this area while the fence is open, and then once the fence closes, we can go again. I don't know if we can find any other. Oh, there's a flag up on top of OEOB. You can see that flag. We're getting rain this weekend. I know the military often uses gold fringe flags on indoor speeches, but not outdoor. So here's the flag on the executive office building. Yeah, hang on. It's blowing in the wind pretty good. There you go. The White House one is still stuck on the flagpole right now, so it's not really blowing around. We're supposed to get rain Thursday and Friday, I think. Let's see if we see the missiles today. There is a bobcat, at least one bobcat behind the wall I've seen on the live screen. If you guys watch the live camera, you can see what's behind the wall, because it's pretty high up. Now, I don't think we can see it. The Avenger missile battery is up on top of that building. So there's an Avenger missile battery on top of that red building, but we can't see it from this angle. But if we go back a bit, if we go down the street a bit, we can. Who on the Secret Service, I think, or maybe it's Department of Interior, they're responsible for the building. The Park Service people. But I don't know if they go on the roof. Oh, my hand just got stuck on my thing. Dog search. Dog is like tripping up his cop. You saw him, Keystone? We'll see him when we go down farther. This dog is so cute. Whoops, dog's coming at me again. Hot dog. Hot dog. Dog smells hot dog. Yeah, we'll be able to see the antennas. When we go down like 2 blocks here, we'll turn around and we'll see it. No, the dog views me as a treat because I smell like hot dogs. Oh, you want to see the steam? So that's one of the steam tunnel vents. Nick, the only motorcade today will be the Vice President going back to her house. That's kind of a standard daily motorcade. We'll have Chuck Grassley and Dick Durbin will be coming to the White House, probably in a 2-car congressional motorcade. While the police, it's normal, the number of police over here. George Washington Hospital is a little bit off to my right. I'm not really planning to go that way because my parking meter is expired. I can deduct parking, but I don't know if I can deduct parking tickets from my taxes. Bacon, bacon, bacon. You know, I've looked up the gold fringe being maritime law, and basically it doesn't hold water, a lot of people say. It used to be, but it's not anymore. But I don't know, the law in the U.S., there's really like very little law on the U.S. flag. I mean, the military has some law on how they display the flag, but most other government agencies, they don't really have much formalized rules and stuff like that. So, it's kind of interesting. Because a lot of you guys asked me about it, and I was like, oh, I'll look it up. So I was kind of surprised how informal it all is. So, hang on a second. This is the U.S. Trade Representative's office. This is where our trade negotiators reside. I just discovered that this is actually technically part of the White House. I mean, it's part of the executive office of the president. So the trade rep, whoa, that's a red light. Red light. Hey, it's red. Okay, let's all run the red light. I mean, duh. We can't see the missiles from here. You guys asked me why I run red lights on my bicycle. I mean, the cars don't even stop for red lights. I'm an American citizen, but I have permanent residency in Hong Kong, which is a special region of China. Okay, let's see if we can see it from here. Yes, we can, we can. Oops, hang on, sorry about that. Take my glove off. All right, on top of the red brick building, you see the little green thingy? That little green thing on the left, guys? That is an Avenger anti-aircraft missile battery. And that is part of the close-in defense of Washington, D.C. Connie, actually, you know, this, when you were here, this was the Corcoran Art Gallery, but now this is George Washington's art school. So George Washington University actually bought this building. So now this is part of GW. Okay. Potbelly's back on is behind me, but you're on the right street. This is 17th Street, but I'm walking south, and Potbelly's back to the north. I'm not feeling like a Potbelly today. I did just have a hot dog earlier, Rich. It was expensive, and it was yummy, and it probably killed me. I probably lost a day of my life, but anyway. Yeah, it's a beautiful building, isn't it? They have a nursing school. They have a big med school too. I think they're probably the top med school in DC, ahead of Georgetown, I would imagine. Whoa. No, Pennsylvania Avenue is now blocked off. So over there is American Red Cross headquarters, where you can actually, I just discovered you can actually donate blood back in the back. Oh, actually, hang on a second. Hey, how's it going, Kathy? Betty White liked hot dogs, cool. I don't know, people told me that there are trucks coming here, but I haven't really seen it on the media, of course. So guys, there's another White House flag here, okay? This is the tennis court flag, yeah? So this flag is also flying at the White House, but it flies over the tennis court. So it is pretty sunny today, it's pretty nice, yeah? Okay, let's make our way back down to the monuments and memorials. I'm shocked my battery has lasted this long, to be honest. Oh. And this is the Daughters of the American Revolution. Getting snow in central Illinois. Oh boy, I should call my dad, see what he's up to. That's the thing though, like when in Illinois, when it snows, it stays forever, but here it snows, melts in like 2 days. I was not in the Army, no. I worked on Capitol Hill and I did national security affairs, so I did a lot of stuff regarding the Army and the Navy and other stuff, but I didn't actually serve myself. Something about haircuts. Yeah. Oh, there's police down there. So about 60 to 70% of DC is still work from home. They don't go to the office. So downtown is, I just saw a thing that DC and San Francisco are like the worst recovered cities around. I'm basically retired. I did work at a think tank for a while. Oof. Black boxes. Helicopters don't land on the roof, they land behind it. It looks like they land on the roof, but they land on the grass. And they can't land on the roof because they literally crushed the White House. There is a small DAR museum here at the DAR Hall. I don't know when this trucker thing is supposed to come, if it's supposed to come. I imagine, they're coming from the other side of the country, so what, like a week or so? I'll tell you what though, if they show up and I'm here, I'll show you them. As long as it doesn't conflict with my kids' soccer games. Outdoors, you don't have to wear a mask, but if you go into a restaurant, you have to wear a mask and you have to show vaccination proof if you want to eat in the restaurant. If you want to eat carry out, though, you don't have to show vaccination. Though you can just go over in Vietnam. Think tanks don't pay very well, no. Explosives. I haven't seen any sign of explosives in the White House. I saw a video that people claim was explosives, but others pointed out that it was likely the reflection of a snowplow. I think even Nancy Drew mentioned it was a snowplow. Whoa! There's a bird just almost hit me. Oh, this is the OAS, Organization of American States. It's kind of like the UN for Latin America. They don't really do much. Kind of like the UN. Is there a burger place? You know, if I was going to get a burger, it would be Basic Burger over in Virginia, just over by the Pentagon, because they have by far the best French fries. But I'm just debating if I should get a burger today or if I should eat healthy. Oh, there's the low battery. There we go, guys. Low battery time. All right, we're getting towards the end here. I knew I wasn't going to make the whole trip. So let's go across the street. Of course, I parked as far as humanly possible from the White House today, not thinking that I was going to go for a long walk. Bring the bikes to you as a bike repair shop. I actually have to get one of my bikes fixed soon. The problem is I just use the rental bikes. They're all crap. So guys, we're down to our last like 20% of battery, so we're going to die soon. But we'll keep going until then, because I know you guys like this stuff. Taco Tuesday, that's an option. I'm trying to plot the quickest way to my car without having to walk through goose poop. Glass front door. I don't know if they have a glass door. I never really looked that closely. Well, I filmed the Vice President's motorcade today. You know, I usually don't film her motorcade going home because I never really know what time it is. If I see it, I'll film it, of course. But her motorcade in the morning is a lot easier to predict. Have I been in the Pentagon? Yes. The Pentagon is surprisingly beat to hell. Going to the Pentagon is like going to a 1950s elementary school with like pipes in the hallway and old fountains and crappy like drips coming through the roof. It's really, really not as elegant as the movies would make you think. It's really kind of an old dump. The rental bikes, I pay $80 a year, and I pretty much can use unlimited rental bikes. It's a good walk. SUV. I filmed a pickup truck snowplow the day before, but it didn't have the blinking light. Somebody said it was like a sweeper or something, maintenance vehicle. The scooters are now like 40 cents a minute. So for like a 10-minute ride, it's $4. And I can ride a bike the same distance for free. So it's kind of like, well. But sometimes I do scooters because the bikes are just too inconvenient. What do I do outside these videos? I do dad stuff, yeah. Take care of my kids, go to soccer practice, clean the house, build stuff, now mow the lawn. Dad stuff, you know. Hello, how are you? So we're gonna go back by the World War II Memorial. We're gonna sneak over to the World War I one. Hey, kia ora, I'm in New Zealand. How's it going? 7 a.m. And it's tomorrow too. How's the future looking? What are the lottery numbers tonight? Do you have the Tuesday night lottery numbers? I mean, it's Wednesday morning. Come on. How do you think China got so rich? They're a day ahead of the lottery. Yeah? The bikes are everywhere, literally. There's a bike rack right over there. There's a bike rack at the Department of Commerce. There's a bike rack over there. And then some of the bikes are just like find and get. They're just bikes on the street. So bikes are pretty easy. I think there's like 200 or 300 docking stations in the DC area. So I'm never more than a few blocks away. There's your Lincoln Memorial. My wife doesn't watch my videos. She's too busy with her own stuff. Who's taking pictures of? I'm walking through a big pile of salt. Never been to DC. It's kind of quiet, but it's not that. The electric bikes have a 10 cents a minute surcharge for the electric bikes. So if I ride an electric bike for an hour, it's like $6. The Boy Scouts, I'm sure they have a lobbying office here. There's a Boy Scout memorial we just walked by. Let's go this way. What's in the box? What's the red on the building mean? Which building? Where? Yeah, photo op. There's a building over there with a red roof. That's the Department of Commerce. Oh, one of the scooters is self-destructing. The White House tours are suspended due to COVID and have been since like March of 2020. So are Pentagon tours, which is annoying. Oh, there's the 10% warning. On my right is the World War II Memorial. And we'll take a look at that in just a second. We were there earlier, so if you go back and see the video, you'll see it. There it is. This is the Pacific side. The other side is the Atlantic. So, fish and chips were actually, well, the chips sucked, but the fish was pretty good. So I'll tell you what, we're going to go over to the World War I Memorial, the secret World War I Memorial, and then I'm going to have no battery left. So we'll show you that. Yeah, a little walk around Washington, give you something to do. We just saw one of those tour buses go by. Those like hop on, hop off buses. But it kind of blows. Like yesterday, guys, I was so bored yesterday. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go. I have done Arlington Cemetery videos in the past. I was like, I'm going to go to a museum. And then I looked it up and all the museums were closed. I was like, what? I really like New Zealand fish and chips. The way that they make the batter is really good. and especially if they use like good grease, fresh grease, oil. So this is actually like a field hockey field. But this is where the park police helicopter will land if it needs to land for something on the mall. They'll come down here. Oof. I'm getting all these messages. Vladimir Putin is making some statements. You know, the problem in the cold is that the electric batteries don't really hold that much of a charge. So a lot of the electric bikes are basically dead. The other problem, I like the Air and Space Museum because I'm kind of a guy. American history is not bad. But, yeah, he's supposed to be, oh, it's Wednesday. Okay, I thought it was today. You know, this fence probably means I'm not supposed to walk on the grass. There's a Jersey barrier around the fountain on the north lawn, just as there was last fall around the fountain on the south lawn. That's the Lincoln Memorial down there. That's where we started all these months ago. Over here is the World War I Memorial that I was telling you about. This is a World War I Memorial, but only for DC residents. It's not the National World War I Memorial. It's just the DC residents who served in World War I. It's actually a really pretty memorial. It ends up being like the backdrop for a lot of engagement photos. I'm just like, guys, this is a memorial to a bunch of people that died and you're getting your engagement photos here? But I don't know. I guess people just like the shape of the building. There's some leaf blowers though. It's gonna get noisy, guys. There is the new National World War I Memorial. That's over by the White House. We just sort of sketched around the side of it. We didn't go into it today. Surprisingly warm now that I've walked a lot. So these are all the Washington, D.C. residents who served in World War I and gave their lives in World War I. The Great War for Civilization. Virginia, actually, you know, I guess technically it'd be considered the South. Maryland was south of the Mason-Dixon line, though it did not secede. Of course, Maryland surrounds Washington, D.C. And of course, Virginia is the South. I mean, temperature-wise, climate-wise, I definitely would say D.C. is a southern city. You guys, I mean, you see the snow just doesn't last here more than 24, 48 hours and it's gone. So we're the northern end of the South. Now, culturally, the people in the district are not really Southerners. Much more East Coast, Mid-Atlantic types, yeah. Yeah, you know, it's funny, I was at Arlington once, and I met a doughboy in his uniform. And I just was thinking, it's like, wait a second, there are no doughboys left. You know, all those guys have passed on. And it's going to get that way for World War II veterans pretty soon too, yeah? I mean, probably in my generation, there'll be no more World War II veterans. I'm not from DC, but I've spent maybe 20 of the last 30 years in DC. My kids were born here. Yeah, 20 years, all the World War II veterans. I was just thinking, when I was walking by the Vietnam Wall, I was like, God, most of these Vietnam veterans are on Social Security now. I mean, technically, yeah. I wonder who this Vietnam veteran is. So I'll tell you what, we'll end up at the newest memorial. It's just right over here, the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial. I know, isn't that hard to believe, Mark? I feel so old. Yeah. I actually heard on Congress is like, why are we doing all these World War I memorials? And the guy's like, because they're all dead. It's like they can't ask for any veterans benefits or anything like that. So now we can do something for them. It's like, okay, whatever. I'm all here by myself. Hey Montana, how you doing? Welcome. Oh, there's the Jefferson Memorial across the water there. But the reason we came here is not the Jefferson, but it's for Dr. Martin Luther King. So, here's the Jefferson Memorial, and it's it's like 39 degrees, 40 degrees, so it's not really that bad, especially since I've been walking. Oh, cool. Well, guys, thanks for joining me on this walk. My battery is dead. I've got to run. Mark, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll look around. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, I'll make more videos. I filmed some other stuff for today. We'll come out with it tonight. All right, I'm going to get a burger for now. Bye now.